There we go. Sound cool. Check. Nice. Hi, and welcome to another stream. It's been a solid, fair bit of time since the last time I streamed. So, sup? How's everybody doing? It's been a while, so hopefully everything's going to be nice and smooth. But if not, please let me know. Yeah. So, yeah. So if you're new to the stream, if you're not, or watching it later and you're new to the channel, hi, I'm SolarLune. I'm an independent game developer, and I'm working on a couple of different projects currently. One is a project planning tool called MasterPlan, and the other one is an adventure game called I Know Who I Am. It's kind of in the vein of like Yume Nikki and other RPG Maker adventure games. I'm not making it in RPG Maker though. I'm making it in Godot. All right, so I thought I'd kick things off and kind of show a little bit of MasterPlan first, and then move on to I Know Who I Am and work with that. So the past yesterday, for a couple hours, I was working on trying to cross-compile MasterPlan from Linux, which is what I'm using here, Solus, to Windows or Mac. And normally it's pretty simple, but with the project as it is, it's using Raylib Go, which is a Golang port of Raylib, which uses C source files in it, which means that I need to use CGO, which is a much more complex system and project and problem. So I never really was able to get it up and running. I was trying different things and researching. I think that what I'm going to have to do is basically just compile natively on Mac and natively on Windows, and not compile everything on this one machine, which is a little bit of a pain, but should be doable. I discovered a program before. I don't remember the name of it right now, but it's a program that allows you to basically sync files between computers on your network, so that should definitely help things out. Looking at the chat, I know this was actually commented a long time ago, but Liam S says, I'm going to have to watch this tomorrow instead, so thank you very much. If you're watching this later, Liam S, as well as other people, Yeah. So this is the schedule I'm working with. I'm thinking because it seems like there's some people who are in different parts of the Earth, as well as people here in the U.S. It seems like it might be best to have a couple of different times if I continue streaming. Maybe once like at 6 p.m. and then another time at like 12 p.m. or something like that. So that basically, if you're really far away, you would be catching it right maybe around 5 or 6 p.m. your time. And if you're in like New York or Los Angeles, you'd be catching it around 6 or 9 p.m. So it'd be for the other stream. So that would be that might be a good idea. So I'm working on thinking about basically having a couple of different schedules. So that's something that might happen. It might be coming up soon. Let's see here. If the audio sounds a little bit bad, let me know. I got a little notification that says that the quality isn't as high as it should be, which I think it is. If it's not though, please let me know and I'll see if I can, kind of fix things up. Hello to everybody in chat and welcome. All right, so we'll just kind of kick things off here. Okay, so first things first, this was just a file that I used to basically try a couple of different things to build, but like none of those things work basically, so. Oh wait, let me see, is this gonna... I gotta see if I gotta see if the screen's gonna tear again. Sometimes the screen tears when I stream. I'll see if it does it this time or not. Doesn't seem to be, so it might be okay. Well, it seems like it's okay for now. Okay, so this is MasterPlan. This is the planning software that I've been working on. Working nice and smooth. Development's going pretty well. Let's see. Someone actually mentioned, because I posted about it on the Golang subreddit, and they mentioned that it would be cool to integrate MasterPlan with Git, so that like you can commit things to your project repository via Git, and then it would automatically complete tasks in MasterPlan, which is cool. That's a cool idea, and I added it here to the to-do list. But when I was investigating it, it seems like Git doesn't really like you can't really, it doesn't store the commit messages directly in readable text format, so I might have to like use like a Go Git library to be able to read your commit messages for your project, which would be unfortunate. It'd be nice to just kind of like scan a couple of files in your .git directory, in your project directory, and kind of see, just read the commit messages and say like, oh, you completed this task number, and go on from that. But unfortunately, that's not the way it works. So that's something that I'll have to kind of check out later. But that would be cool. So that there's a couple of features to implement with Git with your project. Git commit and repositories and things like that. So that would be cool to get up and running. Over the past couple of days, let me fix this up. Over the past couple of days, what I did was work a little bit on. I'm just trying to kind of kick this over to to a nice little baseline. Work on how tasks are numbered. So there's a couple of things I added. One is you can change the numbering sequence. So by default, it's like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you indent anything, as you can see, it basically adds a number onto it, right? Which is cool. But as you can see, sometimes you'll end up with like a lot of numbers. Oops, a lot of numbers like this. Where it's just like 1, 1.1, 1.1.1, 1.1.2. And that's kind of just a visually annoying thing to look at. So I added the ability to ignore top-level tasks, numbering top-level tasks. So then the top-level task just basically doesn't have a number, and the following tasks do, which allow you to kind of make categories more easily. So you can just say like today's tasks, and then the ones under that are numbered, and then tomorrow's tasks, and the ones under that are numbered like that. So it's nice and kind of clean, makes for a much more visually pleasing numbering sequence, which is nice. I also added dash numbering. So you have like 1-1, 1-2, 4-3-2, that kind of stuff, which is nice. So you can see it's a little bit of a different numbering system. And then you have also Roman numerals. Like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you are more familiar with that. And finally, bullets. So you just have little circles that just kind of give you an idea of, it's not numbering, it's just an idea of basically the level of the task in terms of the, like, I can't think of the word, in terms of like the indentation. So you see like it's, the search bar task is basically one level in, these that are under it are basically 2 levels in underneath the search bar task, that kind of thing. And I think I didn't mention this. Wait, hold on. RazEdge says you might be a preference aesthetic thing, but maybe you could do 1A, 1B, 1C, etc. I guess it limits it to 26 unless you put additional letters and numbers. I was thinking about something similar to that, not that specifically, but like letters, A, B, C, numbering tasks by letters. But then I was like, well, how do you deal with going past that number, that number of letters, 26 letters in the alphabet? So maybe it would be like A, B, A, C. Once it goes from A to Z, then it goes like A, B, A, C. Maybe something like that. So that might be what I would do with RazEdge's suggestion, which is solid. To have 1A, 1B, 1C. That makes sense. That would be cool. Although I don't quite get like how that would work with subtasks. So if this was like, let's say task 1, then this would be 1A, B, C, D. But then if there's something under here, it would be 1D1, or would it be 1DA? So that would be something to check out, something to think about it. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but now tasks do complete the parent. So like if you complete a task, you can see it fills up a progress bar in the parent task, like a couple of people were suggesting. And you can see it all works all the way through the parenting stack. So if I complete all the tasks for the sound task, then this task's overarching progress bar will increase by 1, as you can see. So now it's 23, now it's 22. This is also kind of simplified. It used to be where it would say the number of complete tasks as well as the percentage. Now it's just it's the percentage in parentheses to just make it a little bit visually easier to comprehend. Yeah, cool. So that's nice. Let's see. Afix says you might want to try C++ with TypeScript. It's incredibly similar to Go. You just have to wrap the raylib stuff, which is simple. That way you're portable from the start. I never was a huge fan with C, working with just baseline C or C++. It always felt complex because you had to deal with linker stuff and all that stuff. Go kind of does it by default. It does it for you. I mean, like, I see you're probably right, but like I would have to invest some time to learn C++ to the degree of, well, a couple things. I would have to invest time to learn C++ to the point where I would understand linkers and object files and everything to be able to properly port, and dependencies, to properly port programs from from Linux to other platforms. But then also I probably wouldn't use TypeScript with C++ just because C++ I know already has, like object-oriented programming and all that stuff. It doesn't really seem like it's it doesn't seem like it's a hugely good idea, or it doesn't seem necessary for my purpose here to work with C++ and then add TypeScript on top just to make this. If it was like a game or a game engine, maybe, but for this, it's pretty simple. Yeah. But thank you for this suggestion. Something I did want to see is the OOC programming language, which is a language that's simpler than C or C++, in my opinion, but it compiles down to C. So that's an interesting idea, because basically this allows you to, it's kind of like Go in that it is a simpler language, but it has additional features on top, but it compiles down to just ordinary C, or C++, well, not C++, just ordinary C. So you have the ability to work with any C libraries like raylib or Allegro or SDL or SFML just by default. and that definitely sounds cool. So it seems like it's a I'd like to see more from this because it seems like it kind of covers both of the things that I feel like games and game development want, which is, you know, something's fast like C, but something that's not as easy to just break like C. Say C, it seems like it's easy to just be like to you know, allocate memory and then forget to clear it, or allocate memory and not pass it correctly from function to where you're storing it, so it ends up being, you know, destroyed somewhere. I mean, like, or I guess it ends up being a memory leak, but like, it seems like it's a little bit of a higher level C, like Go. So that's what I'd like to see more from this. Unfortunately, the developer, who is Amos Winger, which is a possibly you might know him. He's one of the dudes who works on itch.io, the client and the website, which is cool. He's working on other things, so it'd be nice to see this kind of get continuous work, because it seems like it's a solid idea. Just make a language that compiles to another language, and then you get the best of both worlds. Something that's high level, but then it's fast. Something that's, you know, easy to learn, but and has a lot of features, but at the same time does kind of the stuff that you want it to do. Okay, let's see. Bundi says it's kind of hard to see the selection selection box. I think it shouldn't cycle between white and gray, but just gray and a darker gray. I think I see what you mean. Yeah, it's not great. It's something that I've been kind of thinking about and fixing up and working on a little bit at a time. Yeah, it's never really like super easy to see what tasks are being selected, so I think I want to do something about that. Let's see. Lachi says, how are you doing the animations? Are each object set to a target and they alert on each frame toward it? You seem to have a lot of little animations that would seem time consuming to set up. Yeah, for moving tasks, yeah, it's exactly like you said. It's not alert, but they do just slide toward the object, the position rather, in question. I'll show it. Hold on. Show the code for it. Here we go. So this rect is a rectangle struct, which is basically represents the position and the width and height of the task, and it just moves toward the position of the task. Well, I guess the difference between the target position of the task as well as its current position, and just slides toward it on a, you know, basically 0.02 with a distance of 0.02 every frame. So it just slides slowly toward the position. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Not perfect. It's not a lerp because it doesn't. It's not a linear interpolation, but it does slide toward it like a lerp does, just not as correct. Let's see. Lache, Fashion Killer Productions says, "What's up? Sup?" Lache says it's kind of like IL2C. I'm not sure about that one. I'm gonna write that down. Not sure what IL2C is. Translator for ECMA CIL MSIL 2C. I am not sure where this is. So I guess it compiles. C# to C? Oh. I see. Okay. Let's see here. C# to IL to C. I'm not sure what IL is. I'll have to look that up as well. Yeah, C# isn't inherently portable. VS Code C++ for Raylib and Ray GUI for you to try out. Okay, hold on. I appreciate that affix. That's okay for now. C++ project with Raylib and Ray GUI. That's okay. I'm okay for now. I think I've done this before. I've compiled C before, so I can like get into it. It's just I've never really felt like it was necessary, but maybe I will at some point to kind of make this more cross-platform, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe I'll just port this over to EBI10, because I know EBI10 is Go. It's not, it doesn't use any C headers in it, so that should be much more portable and that was, as I recall, much more portable than RayLibGo because of its lacking C headers. So that might be a good alternative. Okay, so this is cool. This is working pretty well, looking pretty good. A little choppy. Something's been slowing down the execution of the program, and I have to look into it a little bit. Because it was like completely fine until maybe like a week ago or a couple of days ago. So it was pretty recent. Something happened. I don't know if it's just something on my computer or just the number of tasks on the board or something, because I have quite a few here. But there's definitely, it seems like there's something that's kind of slowing things down. I have to look into it a little bit. But that's, yeah, to be expected. The program's not finished or even close to being done. Let's see. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do, I'll close out of this. I'm going to go ahead and build this. And there we go. And that should have created... There we go. Cool. Nice. So this is the plan that I'm working with for I Know Who I Am. So it's yeah, it's not really so many tasks to complete, but rather just ideas that I want to implement. So today, what I'd like to do. Let me move this over here. Today what I'd like to do is create the MVP. I think that's it for the game. Now MVP is minimum viable product. I'll just type it out. Which means basically at this point the game could theoretically be sold. It's done. Not, not really polished, not fun, but just done. So that's today's task. Is to create the first task is to create the minimum viable product for the game. That's what I want to complete today. And then we'll see how long that takes, and see if we can do something else during that. So basically, the idea for this that I'm working with is essentially, if it's a minimum viable product, you basically can complete the game from start to finish. So actually, let me go back because I want to see what that kind of entails. I need to go over here and run this. Okay. So. Yeah, okay, so we'll do this. Create a new task. Oh, it's because it's touching this. Let's move this out of the way. There we go. Let's move this actually completely out of the way. Alright, let's move this again, because I want it completely out of the way, and this right there. There we go. Okay, so for it to be a minimum viable product, and we'll engage that. What this means for us is we want to be able to save the game. We want to be able to load the game. We want to be able to... What in the world? Interesting, interesting. Oh, that's why. I see. So basically, I see. So as I drop the tasks, it basically says, okay, it gets these children and says, okay, so I have 3 children, but then it extends outward, and now it's touching this task, so now it says, this is my child. And so these are no longer his children, and that's why it's breaking like that. Cool. So I found something else to fix. So actually, let's add this to our to-do list. Lache... Wait. There's people talking about C#, pinvoke, red tape. Afix says, I've been hesitant to get off of Unity for my projects for a while because I didn't want to invest my time in I didn't want to invest time into my own engine and get off of C#. But I'm finding just ripping that band-aid off has been refreshing. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I understand. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I completely understand. Because, I mean, like, Unity's great. Godot's great. I'm using it for, I know I am. It's going well. But at the same time, like, I can understand just, like, working with your own engine, especially if you're familiar with the platforms and the process of porting. I think that people don't want, well, it's understandable. People don't really want to put the time in to learn something that they're not familiar with, which is completely understandable. If you're trying to make a game, you just want to get the thing done. So that makes sense. But at the same time, I feel like that's, if you want to make a good game, you want to be as efficient as possible, you probably want to make your own engine. If you're familiar with everything that you need to do so, because there is a lot that goes into a game engine. But I mean, it's gonna be, if you want to make it like super, smooth and like run really well and easy, you probably want to go ahead and work with. You probably want to make your own game engine if possible, because if you can do it right, like that's probably going to be the most efficient use of your. Well, that's probably going to be the most efficient engine. Maybe not the most efficient use of your time, because it depends on what kind of game you're trying to make. You don't really need to make your own game engine if you're making a game like, I don't know, just some kind of like a standard third-person action game, like maybe Dark Souls, something like that, something where you just run around and attack enemies and stuff. There's not really that much there, but if you're making something that's heavy on simulation, making something that's heavy on maybe unique elements, then maybe, making your own game would be a wise choice. Lache says, well, actually, DSASNLN says, howdy, yo, hello. And Lache says, can you make shift enter close the task so that you don't have to try and hit that tiny X every time? Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe escape would be better, because currently escape just closes the program, which is not really necessary. So let's do something about that. I gotta check this out. Hold on. Where's the cheat sheet for Raylib? I thought there was a close key specifically for this. Close. Here we go, set exit key. Alright, so then we might be able to just do RL set exit key -1 maybe? Or maybe 0. Lache, let's see. Lachi says, wait. Bundi says, if you have the timeline, there should be some sort of calendar and search function for easy navigation. Ooh, a calendar would be nice, because then you could have deadlines visually be represented apart from in the tasks themselves. It'd be a different view, but that would be cool to implement. I'll write that down. That seems like a cool thing to add for metrics. Also, let me get some music going, because this is, like, why am I wearing headphones if I don't have any music playing? What? Why is that sound playing? Okay, let's see. For some reason, I'm being... What is... Okay, that's better. There we go. Okay, cool. Oh wait, how loud is that? It's not loud at all. Okay. It's like it's literally not making sound. There we go. Okay. Cool. Okay. Someone said enter to open a task and shift enter to close it. I think that's best. I recently added the ability to pan using the WA and D keys, and F focuses on selected tasks, which makes sense. So yeah, I think enter could be used to open a task. That seems fine. And then shift, but no, escape seems fine to close a task. Maybe both. Let's go with escape for now. Let's go with escape for now. What I want to do is check our arraylib to see if anything is. I just want to see if any key is key 0. I don't believe so, but I don't know that for sure. It doesn't look like it. Looks like every key is anything but 0. Okay. I'm not familiar with the key codes on computers, so I just wanted to check to make sure 0 wasn't like F1 or something. I don't know. All right, so that should be good. Don't want escape. Cool. We also want to be able to close with escape. So let's go to project. So this is kind of interesting because I've never showed the kind of the guts of the program before. It's pretty big. I mean, the actual source is kind of tiny, but each file is pretty heavy. Like project's kind of big, tasks is pretty huge. Well, actually, main is small. GUI is just GUI stuff that I made. Common is just like getting mouse positions. So what we want to do is be able to close a task. And to do that, I think I have a message. Well, I have a messaging system set up, and I think we can use that to make the task close. Afix says key codes are amazing. They change per platform, Windows, Mac, and sometimes even different Linux distributions. That's excellent. Always, yeah. Everybody loves it when stuff isn't the same everywhere. You go and open your fridge door. You know, fridge is on the right, freezer's on the left. You go to your friend's house, freezer's on the right, fridge on the left. Everybody loves it. You go to take a shower, turn the right knob on. Whoops. that's ice cold. Like like what? And then you go to your friend's house. There's only one knob. It's like that's like how do showers get away with like or bathrooms get away with having just like a variable number of knobs? Like there's no standardization on like knob placement or like which knob does what. It's like cold is on the right, hot is on the left, unless there's only one knob. In which case it's like it gets hotter the more you turn it. Like who why? Anyway. I'm off the rails. I am very firmly still on the rails. You haven't seen me off the rails just yet this stream. That happens once I hit maximum regret, which happens periodically. It happens sometimes. All right, so let's see. So we're trying to make the task close, which I believe, let's see, receive message. Task close, but that's not actually what makes the task close. Alright, I don't think I can actually close a task from outside the task, so I'll have to build that in. Task close. This is it here. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll make this part of the task close message. Hopefully that won't break anything else. there we go. Now if we want to close a task, we can just... Yeah. Now if we want to close a task, we can just send a message that says task close. And say if data task. Cool. Tom Foe says stopping by to say hi. Hello, and welcome. Okay, cool. So this should work now. So we have task close. So now if we could just go ahead and we have project. So this will be a shortcut. So there's a shortcuts function that basically just handles all the shortcuts. So if a task is open. Cool. Okay. So we just say if rl.isKey pressed, rl.key escape, project.send message close, or task close. Task open, task close. Task open. Dropped. Task close. Lachi says the whole backend is message based. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, why messages instead of just functions? Well, it's not the whole backend. It's just specifically for tasks. I thought it would be useful because when it comes to selecting things for the project, it just made sense to basically make it message based, because it's like, okay, we have all of our tasks in a box, right? In like an array or a slice in this case. And we want to specifically select some of the tasks. So it's just easier to say, for each of them, send them a message that says, you've been selected. And for the other tasks, you can send them a message that says that other task was selected. And so each task can say, oh, am I the task that was selected? If so, then set your selected value to true. Otherwise, set your selected value to false. So that way I don't have to say, like, loop through and see if you're the task that we should have been selected, and basically select it if so, and if not selected. I can leave it to the task to do that and just say, hey everybody, I'm selecting these 3 tasks, and all the tasks that say am I that one, all the tasks say am I that task that was selected, and if not, then I'm not selected. So it's an easier kind of generalized viewpoint, like rather than directly pointing to a specific object or set of objects. You can just say, hey everybody, this is the one that we're dealing with, and they can all deal with it as they want to. So that's kind of useful in some cases because, for example, if you move a task, then all the tasks need to basically update their neighbors, right? Because it's like you moved a task from one position. Oh, did my? I thought maybe my internet dropped. Maybe not. Hold on. Okay, I thought the internet dropped. I think my internet just kind of like dropped out on my end. Like I was still transmitting, but like my browser didn't update the chat. But yeah, it's a little bit of a role reversal, but like Lachi says, but it's kind of interesting for this too. Like if you move a task, then the neighbors need to be updated, so that, for example, if you indent a task, then it needs to know like, oh, I've been indented, and my neighbors should also know I've been indented or they've been indented. And so that happens when a task is dropped. So when a task is dropped, all of the tasks should update the neighbors. But like that shouldn't really be in the project. That should be on the task. So it's useful to have messaging in some respect, and that makes it a little bit more of a. That makes it a little bit simpler in a sense, because now I have the ability to basically induce a task to do something without actually making a function for it. And I can run that function in different ways on different tasks at a time without having to like really change functions or really complicate the way that I pass that information to the task. I don't know. It's probably it's probably possible to make a function system that works really well as well. But I just went with messaging system. Okay, so task close. This task. Now I'm trying to see if I really want to. Okay, I don't really need to do this. I'm overthinking it. I can just do this. This is fine. No, that's why I did it. Okay. Oh, then yeah, I'm overthinking it. We don't need to know which task was closed because they all were closed. Like they always, it doesn't matter which task is closed because there can only be one that's open. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So I think this will work. Let's see. Cool. Yeah. All right, cool. So we want to add also the ability to see a calendar and see which tasks were implemented when, no, which tasks have yet to be done. Okay. Let's see. Oh, if it says the white makes my eyes want to leap out of my head. Okay, let's go with something darker. Yeah. Okay, let's see. If it says much better, thank you. No problem. Okay, so I just wanted to add the text, or add that we can. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a task for this so I could mark it as being done. Escape shouldn't close program. Actually, that should be. I don't have anything for general program stuff. I guess I'll just put it on like the main level here. Let's see. Wait. Valkyrie F. Wait. Lachi says, how are themes defined? Just a flat JSON file, I assume? Nope. They're hard-coded into the program right now. I need to move them to a JSON file. That's something that needs to be done. That's one of the tasks, I believe. Yeah. For now, it just makes sense because I use some of Raylib's internal colors here. I use Raylib gray, blue, dark blue, black for defining the palette for each theme. But when I move it out to JSON, I'm just gonna copy the actual values here down to actual numbers. But for now, this is where they are. But hard-coded themes, yeah, it's right now it's hard-coded. But I'll move them out to probably individual JSON files so that people can easily make their own themes by just making a new file and adding, tweaking the colors. But yeah, that's something for next time. Cool. So that's right. You said don't forget to make escape close the window. Right. So that's tasks. Cool. Valkyrie FPS says, what the heck are you using? It looks great. This is a program I'm making. It's called MasterPlan. It's for a program, basically project planning. It's a project planner. Thanks. So, cool. That's done. Okay, so I'm just gonna commit this, and then we're probably gonna move on to, or move back to, oh wait, that's right, I forgot. Valkyrie says, oh dang, you made it? Sick, man, thanks. Thank you very much. And you had a question that says, any tips for me to learn game dev with a background of being 15 and only knowing processing in HTML and CSS? Well, if you already know HTML and CSS, that's pretty good. Like, you're pretty far ahead in terms of programming. That means that you're familiar with concepts like variables. You're probably familiar with concepts like, graphics design and things like that. So that's good. What I would say is just pick up a tool like maybe Godot or GameMaker, or if you want to program program games by hand, you can pick up something like Go with Ebiton, or C or C++. Maybe C would be easier with, well, one of those, C or C++ with SDL or SFML. For someone who's starting fresh, I would say Godot, maybe Hack. Oh, if you're on Windows, Hacks is pretty easy. On Linux, it can be tough if you're not on a traditional Linux distribution like I am. I'm on Solus, which is kind of a small Linux distribution. But if you're on something like Ubuntu, something like that, then Hacks should be pretty easy to get into. Yeah, just get into some tools like that, and go to their forums. King with the default engine that uses Lua, so that's a pretty easy to use engine as well. So there's a lot of different tools out there. I would recommend, just if you're just completely fresh, Godot, default, GameMaker, Python, Lua with Love2D, or Python and Piglet, because Pygame is not really that's Pyglet, like PY, but Piglet, Pygame is kind of being recreated, being remade from scratch, but Python's pretty solid. So there's a lot of good options. And Lachi says Unity is a good one for starters as well. I've never used it, but it's something you can definitely use, and I would definitely recommend, just because of how many people use it to make good solid games. And Unreal, if you are making, I would say that's more for like professional, high level 3D games. If you're just making like a 2D, side scroller or top down game like Pokemon or something like that, or something even simpler like Pac-Man or Pong, then Unreal is a little bit of overkill, I would say, but it's an option. I probably would recommend it for heavier projects though, not really small ones. But I don't know. I've never used it, so I can't say. Alright, so anyway, this is going okay. So we've done a couple things. What I wanted to do though, oh wait, Bundi says, might be nice to have some more keyboard support, like using some keys to move between the big task trees and some others to move between parents within the trees. You can't move between like left or right. You can only move up a tree, but you can swap positions for tasks. So you do have, or indent or dedent. So you do have control over movement of tasks within a tree, but I still have to expand it outwards. Yeah, cool. So let's just commit this. Oh, that's right. That's why there's a bug I specifically wanted to write down, which is okay. So basically, when a task has children, it should basically look for tasks. Like if I have a task like this, that causes problems essentially, because it's like I'm touching this task, so that is my child. It should basically can't think of the word. It should basically identify tasks that are below it as children, not just on the same level. That's something for another day. It's such a minor issue though. I'll just make a general thing. Tasks should be more specific in identifying parents below or above. Tasks to the right. To the right or left. Not children. Should not be. Cool. Oh, I'm pressing escape, trying to jump out the program. Actually, I'll just do like this. Fix. Cool. All right, that's good. So I'm gonna commit this. Yeah, so that's something I'll have to look into later for cross compilation. might be able to be done, but I don't know about that one. Afix says, "Are you listening to some shred-tastic metal music? If so, rock on, brother." I'm not right now, but I do like metal music. Right now, I'm just listening to some like synth, like some tracker tunes. You should be able to hear it too. Yeah, okay. Afix says, "I can see some problem with that approach too. What I was referring to before with the neighbors, because if you have a long upper task and then a task under and to the right of that, it gets touched." See where I'm going with that? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's true. I'll have to figure out exactly what. I mean, there's at some point I think it's just going to be like one of those things that's just like it's not going to work as well as it could. I guess ideally, if you have a task at, let's say, point, let's say you have a task here. Let me see if I can. I'll just do something like this. Let's say you have a task here, right? And you have another task here. It will be seen as a child. That's fine. I guess the problem only comes in if you have a task over here as well, and a task like that. Then this one would be seen as a child, or might be seen as a child instead of this one, which is not correct. So I guess it could identify like which task is that it's touching is the closest to its own X, or maybe the one that's the furthest over to the left. That could be seen as the child. I don't know. I have to determine how that would work. But I guess it could be just like task 1, task 2. This is not a child, even though it's below it and touching. Oh, the webcam froze. That's strange. Let me see. Yeah, it's weird. It did just freeze. Like, my phone is actually responsive. It's not even really getting that hot. Hold on. Let me do a couple things. I have a case on it. I'm going to take it off the case because the case might be insulating it a little bit. That might help. There we go. Yeah, okay. Seems like it's working. Maybe? Okay, yeah. there's a delay. Okay, good. I was like, what's going on? All right. Lache says, "Oh, are you using the Android webcam app? It works well, but the phone does get awfully hot." Yeah. I guess I need a camera. I guess I need to get an actual camera. Or I guess I have another phone I could use. Although the camera, it doesn't really work that well on that phone. I don't know. I guess I just need an actual camera for like that high level, high quality streamer rep. Alright. Cool. So we can get back to it. Okay, let's see here. Let's switch up the music. Alright, so what we're going to do now... Okay, so, right. The minimum viable product for this game means that we have to be able to save and load the game, because it's too big at this point even to not be able to save or load. Boondy says he has to go now. Alright, thanks. Thanks for stopping by. We really do appreciate it. Thank you. So we need to be able to save and load the game, but then we also need to be able to complete the game. Which for our purposes, is just going to be basically giving 3 items to guy in basement. Which I think his name is Adam? What's his name? Jason. Okay. Yeah, Jason. Okay. Cool. Alright, so yeah. So I guess you have to be able to save the game, load the game, complete the game, which means giving 3 items to Jason in basement, and then we have a win screen. Cool. So once we have this will be the minimum viable product. The game will be technically done, and then we just have to polish it and actually like we have to just polish it and actually make something worth playing. Cool. So let's get started on that. So let me pull up Godot. Oops. Actually, this is also getting on my nerves. Let me fix this. There we go. Cool. All right. So now let me pull up a map scene. Okay, so, oh, whoops, let's see. Boondy says, gotta go now. I hope you enjoy taking a look at my project later. Oh yeah, I'll definitely take a look at it. And for anyone who's watching, there's a Discord that I have where I just maintain a Discord where people can talk about game development, things like that. So feel free to check it out. I'm not sure if there's anything in the description in regards to this. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think did I not type it up here? I guess not. Okay. Also, there's no... Oh, what the heck is up with... Like, YouTube is not properly... like handling my my description. Yeah, it does not handle the enter key correctly. All right, well. I'm gonna put it in the description anyway. There we go. Okay. Took more time than I would have liked. Okay. Now, okay, so this is the current situation of the game. It's a little bit chuggy right now because I'm streaming and everything, but that definitely, yeah, it's definitely working pretty well. as well as I remember. So in order for us to save or load, we need to have another menu, essentially. We need to have a menu that I assume, can open from the right-hand side, and that gives you options like options, but then also saving and loading and quitting the game, we'll say. So that would be good to implement, because that's something I actually have been meaning to implement for a while and never got around to. Okay, that's why. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and head over to the GUI scene. And we're going to basically duplicate this kind of an idea, where we have a panel with a button on it that basically slides out from the right-hand side and gives us some options. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, okay. .128 by 180. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to add a child node for this, which is a button. And this will be options. Yeah. We want to rotate it by 180, or I guess negative 90. Yeah, there we go. I think that's about right. Oh, my camera. Yeah, my camera's doing the same thing again. Okay. I'm guessing my camera just is overheating, so I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that that's the case and just cut it off, which is fine. There we go. Yeah, I'll just have to get a normal camera at some point. Okay. Well, let's keep going. Alright, alright. Cool. Alright, so what we're going to have to do then is basically make the control panel that allows you to save and load, but then also make those functions. So this is going to be interesting. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and firstly I want to make sure that my audio is still good. Okay, good. We're going to go ahead and head over to the GUI script for this, which is here. So let's see if open. So it's an animation player that plays the open animation. Okay. I was wondering how I did it before. Just wanted to be as consistent as possible. So we'll make a animation player. Make a new animation. Whoops. just like that. Perfect. Okay, so we want to go ahead and give us a keyframe on the position. Slide it out. Minus 128. There we go, 192. Keyframe that. Cool. Now, if we go back over to the inventory display, I want to see what's this like. Okay, so it just happens in 0.2 seconds. Cool. All right, now we want to go ahead and basically we're just going to do this but for the options display. Why is it over here? There we go. Okay, options display. All right, so this is going to be extending. This is a panel. Let's see. Funk. Lachi says awfully choppy, or is it just me? Yeah, no, it's not just you. I think someone's using the microwave as usual. Which means that my internet just drops. Which is unfortunate. Okay, so ready, pass. So you can click the options button, it slides out, and it slides back. Okay. So we want to apply this script. Options display, okay. So we say if, let's see, button. If options button dot pressed, open is not open. Player dot play. Parakites says stream defaulted to 144p. Yeah. Like whenever someone uses the microwave, our internet just drops. It just drops. I don't know why. It just I don't know if it's the waves just making radiation or what exactly is causing it, but it just absolutely does not play kindly. Okay, custom blend, custom speed from end. So we play it from the end in on -1. Okay, so I'll just copy this. I don't care. Actually, I think this might be switched though. I guess that might work though. Yeah. We don't need pass anymore. Okay, let's try that. Is it not pressed for a button? Let's see, is it pushed? What's the boolean? Oh, base button. Yeah, pressed. Oh, it's not I see. Okay. Okay, it's jank, but it's... What the heck? It's so jank. Okay, let's see what is going on. Alright, if it's pressed, if it's not open, then play it. Otherwise, don't play it backwards. Open equals not open. Sakura says, hi everyone, hello. Oh. I see. Okay. It's supposed to be in... maybe I don't have it in toggle mode. Is that what it is? Let's see. Inventory button. No. Button release. That's how I figured it out. Okay. Toggle mode. Button release. Wait, how did... why is this... let's see. Or... oh, okay. So I linked it directly to the button being pressed. Okay, I thought maybe I did something special. Okay, so we'll just do the same thing then. So... pressed... options, connect. Yeah, so there we go. Okay, so I'll make an open function that does this just because I don't know if this is going to be something I'll need to do from outside of this or not. So we'll just do something like this. Okay. Okay, so this is kind of working. The focus stays on though. Do I do something about that in inventory display? I do, okay. Sakura says, just hanging out for a bit this morning. Oh, okay, welcome. And thank you for hanging out. There we go. Cool. Alright, so we probably don't want both of them open at any given time, so we'll go to the inventory display and say that if you... yeah, if it's open, then we probably want to call... let's say if actually get node inventory display. So get node options display. Dot open. Okay, so options. Options dot open. Options dot open. Okay. Okay, so it looks like it can have both a function named open as well as a variable called open. So I guess I'll probably work with those both. Also, I don't need this open. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we'll just go ahead and do something like this. So if the options is open, then close it. And we want to do the same thing over here for the inventory screen. Kind of. Let's see. If options that open, options that. Oh, I see. So I guess it should be like that. False. I guess it's because the animations themselves are backwards. Maybe that's why it doesn't quite work the way that I expect it to. Because like when it's well, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. Why does inventory like do that though? Oh, yeah. Okay. So if you're open and inventory is open, then that's what it should happen. That's why that works. I was wondering like what's going on. Okay. So that should be it. So boom, boom, boom. Cool. So we probably want to do the same thing that the inventory display does to push the camera over when it's open. Actually, I think that's somewhere else. Let's see. Camera. There. Is it in the player code? Inventory. Yeah. Okay. git node options display dot open. Options open, click position 80. Okay, let's see how that goes. Oh, it didn't like else if. It's elif, I forgot. There we go. Did not work. Oh wait, no, there it goes. Okay. I just can't pull it over in that position. Okay, so that's something I'll have to fix later. Okay, but that's fine. So we have inventory and options. So options here, we'll have save game, load game, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna make a button here. Did I actually place spaces around this? I'm wondering. For the inventory button? No. Okay, so why does it look so much nicer? Did I stretch it? Okay, I just stretched it. I am what you would call an imbecile. Lachi says, do you use a level zoomed out on your Visual Studio Code? No, this is the, I think this is the normal zoomed out level, but I've gotten, like, people say that I have more code on, like, people have said, like, oh, hey, can you zoom it in before on stream? So, how do I, oh, there it goes. Yeah, that's the, I thought that was normal, but maybe not. I'll zoom in a little bit more just to make it a, oh, Lachi says, I find it annoying that mine isn't that open. You can use Control and minus to just zoom out a little bit. Or you can just get a smaller font, I think. My font might be smaller, that's possible. But I think the zoom level itself is normal. Okay, so I don't have to actually create spaces around here to, like, properly space out this options. Yeah, that's fine. It looks fine. Alright, so we have save game. We want this to be, like, center. Actually, we can make this a spacing thing. Let's see, space. Yeah, maybe a vertical box container would be good. Center it. Cool. So we have save game, we have load game, we have options, other options. Now the other options, actually I'm gonna remove that because I'll probably, like, it'll probably be like save game, load game, quit game. But then, like, there will be other controls here. I guess this is a logical place to put it, like sound, yeah, that kind of stuff. Just like sliders. So I have to make a slider. Or does it? Does Godot come with sliders? Let's see. Okay, it does have horizontal and vertical sliders. Okay, so then I guess this is just gonna be a stream where we try to get, like, as much of this done as we can. So let me see if we can if I can pull up master plan again. I'm going to basically just make this so that our goal for today is just implementing these options. Oh, that was, yeah, okay. So, save, load, quit. Options. We'll need sound volume. Oops. No. I know why that happened too. Because something isn't implemented. Music volume. Okay, so sound and music. Save, load, quit. Give me 3 items. So this is the minimum viable product. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll probably just get through one of these. I'm thinking today, maybe just saving and loading. I said one and then proceeded to say two, but I mean, saving and loading are so like intertwined. Maybe I can get through both. We'll see. Okay, let's see here. Cool. So we have save, load, quit, and then we'll have to add some other controls. I guess we can add them now. We'll try a horizontal slider, I guess. I guess we'll need a label too. This will be like sound volume. Ivan Armstrong says, "Is that Python you're using scripting?" No, this is GD script. It's for Godot, the programming, the game development, the game engine I'm working with. For some reason, I was thinking game development environment, but Godot is a game engine and it uses GD script by default, which is something like Python, but it's not quite Python. It's kind of like Python, but not quite as full-featured. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Maybe get to space this out a little bit. Can we? Is there any spacers? Nope. Can I just create a node there? No, stop. This is it's a little awkward because like when I'm streaming, like everything runs a little bit slow, and so I'm just kind of like slightly off. Nah, that doesn't seem to work. Yeah. I guess I can just add like a label as a spacer. That's tight, but that does cover like all of your options. Okay, so let's go ahead and fix the theme because that looks a little jank. Let's see here. So for sliders specifically, I'll need focused into unfocused. Okay, so wait, can I just go like that? Oh yeah, progress bar would probably be better. What? is it entering S? Weird. Okay. Yeah, progress bar would be a little bit better because then you could actually see the percentage. But I don't think you can change the progress bar. Is there any way to like display the? Let's do these one at a time because I'm not sure how exactly I want this to look. So we'll just start off with this one. Max value step should be 10. Max value is 100. Minimum value is 0. Page. Oh, okay. Value. So we can say it's 100 by default. Allow greater, allow lesser, rounded, exponential edit. Man, it'd be nice if it allowed you to if it says, sweet, I love when YouTube randomly downgrades me to 144p for 0 reason. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Let's see. So sound volume is there. So yeah, we'll need to go ahead and just create another theme for this, just to make it look a little bit better. We'll put the theme in here, but the theme itself needs to be tweaked. Need a new style box flat, maybe? Oh, it uses icons for this. That's interesting. I wonder why. Okay, so we'll do this. Oops. We'll do that, but I'll need to create textures for this. So let's go out to a sprite. Colin JC says, hey, just hopping on. How's your night going? It's going okay. Going okay. I'm in the process of creating content. Let's see. GUI. I'm not sure if I even have any GUI elements drawn. I think it's just... Oh, wait, there we go. There's a couple. Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and make another one of these. Okay, so grabber disabled, grabber highlighted, tick. So I guess that's this. I guess we'll see in a couple seconds. Okay, slider. Okay, so this asks for the grabber, so we'll need a few of these. Although it'll never be disabled, so we'll just have two. One where it's on and one where it's off. That's pretty good. Now let's see, is this what it's talking about when it says a grabber or no? Lachi says, I guess invisible knob is a good way to represent disabled. Yeah, I guess you could say that, but I mean, like, there's no situation where a slider would be disabled in the game, as far as I know. Well, I guess I could make use of that kind of, like, I guess I could use sliders outside of just the volume controls, but for now I'm just envisioning them being part of the volume control. And there is no way to set just a portion of the texture here. Meh. Well, okay. Fez says, hi Solar, sup? How's it going? Welcome. Wait, this actually isn't enabled. I mean, it's just an ordinary slider. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to grab these files I made and delete them. There we go. I just resaved it because I'm an imbecile. I want to save it as something else. Let's name it slider highlighted .spring. Wait, actually, this is just the normal slider, actually. Not the highlighted one. Revant says, yo, what's up? How is it going, Revant? There we go. Okay, that's better. Slider highlighted. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, now we can actually do this. So, grabber. I assume this is what they mean by the grabber. Maybe. Let's see. Clear. Load. Slider normal. Load. Assets. Textures. GY. Slider highlighted. Boom. Tick. I don't really want any ticks. Okay, so that is what they were referring to. Okay, so that's fine. Alright, that's cool. Yeah, but I don't really want any ticks. Not really. Ravant says, what can I say? Bedridden for an accident. So just watching stuff all day. I'm very sorry to hear that, Ravant. Yeah, definitely. Sorry to hear that you're bedridden. Hope you recover well. Sorry, just had to turn off a couple lights. Alright. Okay, so this definitely is looking better. Now... Afix says, if you leave that at 100% volume by default, I will have strong words for you in which I will cry like a baby until you fix it. Alright, fine. Let's default to 80. There we go. Okay, okay. So these ticks, I assume that it's like defaulting to something that I don't want. So let's say we have a texture here that's just blank. Can I use that as the tick texture and get rid of them? Yeah, okay, cool. Lachi says, my turn for 144p, I guess. It's just making its rounds around, just everybody's getting some. Everyone's losing quality. Okay. Alright, well that did fix it. So the only last thing we need to theme is this little bar, which I assume... I'm not sure exactly what the bar is. Let's see. Oh, I guess that's the grabber area. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we want the background color to just be black, I guess. Well, I guess we could do like... something like this. Border width, border, corner radius, top left. What if I wanted it to be smaller? Whoa. Maybe I have to change the actual height of it? Like the rect? It's always that big, though. So it's not to do with the rect. Is it the theme? It must be the theme. Okay, let's see. But it doesn't seem to be it. Okay, I'll have to, I guess, investigate this a little later. Maybe something like this. What? Okay. I mean, like, I'm definitely, like, it's definitely looking better, but, like, I don't know why. I don't really know why, like, what I'm doing. I just am making slight changes here and there, and that's making it look better and better. Alright, well, maybe we'll just stick with this, I guess. I don't know. It's weird, I can't select this anymore. Before I could drag this, now I can't. Is it this thing that's in the way? Let's see. No? Okay. Does it have to do with the slider style for some reason? That's weird. What does the slider have to do with... It's so weird. At least now I can select it. But only like dead center. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I'm not sure what this is. Let me see. Maybe GD script. Whoops. Maybe Godot has something to say about this, the documentation. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. So we want to search for... slider. Yeah, not much information. Okay. Well, I might have to leave it like this for now, because I can't... I simply don't know what's causing it to act the way it does. That behaves fine, but, like, it doesn't look that great. It doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look good. Like, it doesn't look as good as it really could. Hmm. Okay, that looks better. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, for some reason I still can't grab this. I feel like I'm like how I'm wait a second. Okay, cool. I feel like I'm like where I need to be in terms of usability. It's just not working quite as it should. Okay, this might be an actual bug now I think about it, because like the fact that I can't grab it, the fact that whether I can grab it changes depending on the theming feels jank. Like the fact that I can't grab it in this situation is weird. So I'll have to see if there's something I can do about that. It might be a bug. Yeah, that might explain it a little better. Because like without that slider style, it's super easy to grab stuff. All right, so then we'll have to leave that for some other time. Okay, so this is working in any case, so we'll see if we can kind of get some of this working and tied in. Okay, so let's go to the options display. So we have two buttons here that one button that we want to work with, which is the save game button. So actually we'll just do it like this. Cool. Okay, so we have a few stubs that we're working with here. And the main important one that we are looking for, or looking at, is the save game pressed. Now, the way that I have the game set up to save data, like the game already saves things and loads things. Yeah, I already have something that saves game data. Oh, I already have something that saves game data. I didn't even know. I implemented this before. Perfect. Excellent, excellent. Okay. So we already have something that saves and loads game data. And it goes to the user directory, which, where's that? Let's see. Fez Pazarino says rect scale to change the height of the grabber area. I thought I checked that. Let me see. Correct scale. But that changes the height of everything, including the slider too. So, well, does it? Let's see. Nah, it doesn't seem like it does. I think maybe it's like it should change the height of the just this thing. Lachi says it's not the size component. Nah, it doesn't go below 16, and changing the size doesn't change the actual size of the components. Like, it's separate from the. Phil? Let's see. Nah. Yeah, it's not quite working it like perfectly. I'll have to investigate it a little bit more. This is fine for now, though. What I'll try to do. We'll try this. Globals.save game data. Load game data. Alright, let's see if that works. Hey, it's working. Cool. Nice. Okay, so what I'd like to do then is actually let's see, Lachi says the style box has a minimum size. Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't help. Let's see. You said the style box has a minimum size. Do you mean like in a specific location, or? Maybe calculated by the margin. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I can't make it expand. I can't change the hold on. Yeah, no, I can't change the margin to be less than what it is. Like it can't be less than 0 to like pull it in vertically. There's something else going on here. Border width, corner detail, draw center, beach icons. Yeah, I'll have to investigate this. But there's a couple things I'd like to do before I do anything else, and that is to make it so that this closes after saving or loading. And then also I'd like to it might be good to make this basically a message system in a sense, so that like the location can display there, but then also when you load a game, it can say like game loaded, or when you save a game, it can say game saved. Yeah, that's not bad though. see, using mouse. This should work as well, though. Let's see. Modulate. Oh, whoops. I just copied this code. Didn't think about it. Let's see. Options button. So this should make it so that it fades out. And in, if we're basically not using the mouse. Cool. Lachi says the documentation is all code-based. Yeah, it doesn't quite go into like none of the documentation of the, well, not to be overly strict, I mean overly like judgmental, but yeah, none of the documentation on GUI stuff actually goes into like how it factors into the GUI's effects, how it like looks, which is kind of important. Like it should tell you what, let's see, like what a grabber is in an H slider section of a theme for the H slider. Like it should, that's relevant. Like it doesn't really have to tell you about anything else, but like if you put in a theme and go to the H slider section, it should tell you like, okay, this is the stuff that really influences how the thing appears. Oh, I wonder if it's oh, hold on. I'm wondering if it's because of the size of the ticks, if that determines how big the slider is. Like if I say I wanted, let's say 4x4 for this texture, for this blank texture. I don't think I did anything. Let's see. Nah. Well, so much for that concept. Yeah, I just have to mess around with it a little bit more, although, yeah, some better documentation would be nice for this kind of stuff. Anyway, we managed to get a pretty good amount done, especially since I already had the saving and loading functions implemented. That made things a lot easier than I thought. Currently, there's only one save file, though. I'd like to expand that so that you have different slots. Also, I'm not sure where this is saving. It looks like it's on Linux at least. It's going to local share Godot app user data, and then for your game. In this case, I know who I am, and then there's a file. So on Linux, on desktop, this is where it goes. So I might end up making like 5 save files, and then you just can save data into those files willy-nilly. All right, cool. Well, that's it. Yeah, we were getting some solid content done. I think I'm gonna call it here. Probably do some more stuff on my end, individually. Maybe make those slots for saving and loading, and see if I can get some more stuff done before the end of the day. But yeah, this is always fun. Always fun to do streams for game dev and show what I have and work on stuff and fix stuff. And hopefully, I'll be making stuff available for use and for playing and for enjoying soon. I imagine once I get I have a Mac a Macintosh coming to me in the mail. Once I get that coming, once I get that in, I should be able to go ahead and make Mac builds of MasterPlan, and then I'll probably release it. That's what I'm thinking. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's been fun and real. Always fun to stream, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side next time, probably on Thursday, maybe in the afternoon. I'll probably put out a tweet tomorrow, maybe tomorrow evening, saying when I'm going to stream. But yeah, thanks for watching. It's been real, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.